most HVAC companies are losing tens of thousands of dollars per month, not because they need more leads, but because they're doing nothing with the ones that they already have. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to follow up the right way so you can stop bleeding profit and start closing more jobs from the leads that you're already paying for. And if you want the full document from this video, plus SOPs, scripts, automations, and other tools that we give our clients, they're all inside of my free Facebook group. You'll find a link for that below. And if you're more of a one-on-one type of person and you want help building this out for your business, there's a link for that too, where we can chat one-on-one. Now, I'm going to be honest here. Most HVAC companies are terrible at following up with leads, like awful, like non-existent follow-up with leads. A homeowner gets a quote, maybe gets one text or call, and then nothing. No one's checking back, no one follows up again, and eventually the lead goes cold. This is one of the biggest revenue leaks in the industry. It's not that the leads are bad, it's that most companies have no system to stay in front of this customer once the estimate goes out. Homeowners are busy, they get distracted, they forget, they talk to another company who follows up better, and that's who gets the job. So if your close rate is lower than you'd like, this video is going to show you how to fix that and close way more jobs from the leads that you're getting. So I want to be clear, speed is everything when it comes to following up with leads. Every single hour that passes after you send out an estimate, your odds of closing that job shrink fast. So here's some numbers that HVAC owners need to know. Engagement drops below 20% after just 48 hours. This means that if you're not following up within the first 2 days, your odds of getting a response just drop off the cliff. By 72 hours, which is 3 days, your chances fall to just 10%. So at this point, most homeowners have either forgotten, gone with someone else, or lost the urgency to make a decision. 50% of your competitors won't follow up at all. And this is actually good news because you don't have to be perfect at follow-up, you just have to show up. If you follow up even once with a structured message, you're already ahead of half of the market. 62% of leads who don't convert today will convert within the next 12 months, only if you stay top of mind. So this means consistent follow-up, even beyond the first few days, can capture revenue that most companies completely forget about. So if your strategy is just send the quote and wait, you're leaving thousands on the table every single month. You need to have a system that responds fast, follows up consistently, and keeps you top of mind for weeks and months to come, because it's not always the cheapest or fastest company that wins. It's the one that stays in front of the customer when they're ready to buy. And most of your competitors, they're giving up after one call, so this is exactly your opportunity. If you want to close more jobs from the quotes you're already sending, you need to follow up right away with structure, consistency, and with purpose. So I'm going to run you through a proven 7-day follow-up cadence that's designed specifically for HVAC estimates. And this isn't just going to be some checking in nonsense. This is going to be real sales follow-up framework that actually converts. So I'm going to break it down. Day 1 is going to simply just be quote confirmation. So you just sent the estimate. Now you need to confirm that they got it. So you're going to send a text and email that goes along the lines of, hey name, just wanted to make sure that you've got the estimate that we sent over. Let me know if you have any questions. And then you're going to call them, hi name, it's Mike with Mike's HVAC. Did the estimate come through okay? Feel free to reach out if anything's unclear. And why this works is it's soft, it's helpful, and it positions you as attentive, not pushy. The last thing that you want to do is be pushy with your follow-ups. Nobody likes pushy follow-ups or pushy salesmen. You need to be soft, helpful, and you need to be attentive. Day 2 is going to be discovery and objections. So now we're going to dig a little bit deeper. Is there something holding them back? You can send them a text and email that go along the lines of, hey name, just want to touch base on the estimate. Is there anything holding you back from making a decision? Happy to help if anything's unclear. And you can call them and say, hey name, it's Mike from Mike's HVAC. I know it's a big investment. Is it the price, the scope of work, or timing that's making it tough to decide? And the reason why this works is because you're surfacing objections early so you can handle them instead of just letting the deal die quietly. By day 3, if they haven't responded, you want to sort of have a pattern interrupt. You don't want to sort of repeat with this, like, oh, just want to touch base. You want to sort of address the elephant in the room. They're most likely shopping around. So you can send them a text and email that go along the lines of, most of our customers compare quotes. So if you've seen a better one, I'd love a shot to match it. Worst case scenario, you get the best deal, even if it's not with us. Then you can give them a call and be like, hey, Matt, I know people like to shop around. I totally get it. You've seen a different quote, and I'd be happy to walk you through how we compare. Worst case, you get some more info. And the reason why this works is because you're showing confidence in your service and you're keeping the door open without actually inviting pressure. And if you're still not getting an answer by day 4, you can give them permission to say no. It often leads to a real conversation. So you can say, and you can text an email and be like, hey, I'm not sure if this is still on your radar, which is totally fine either way. Just let me know if you've decided to go a different direction. And then you can give them a call and be like, hey, just checking to make sure that you're taken care of. Did you end up going with another quote? If you'd like to compare, I'm happy to help. And the reason why this works is that it feels respectful and it opens a door to re-engagement if they're still unsure. Day 5 will be to schedule prompt or disqualify. So use urgency, but still give them a graceful out. You can be like, hey, we've got a few spots open left for installs next week. Want me to hold on for you, or should I check back later on in the season? Then you can call and say, hey, just wanted to check before our schedule fills up. We've got limited install slots next week. Should I hold one or touch base another time? And the reason why this works is because you're prompting action. You want them to book something with you for next week. You want them to say like, hey, I want to get in next week, while still being flexible and offering them a follow-up later on in the season or just another time in general. Day 6 is where you can start to escalate it and build some more trust. You can bring in ownership or just at least the tone of it to rebuild the trust. So you can actually get the owner to text and say, hey, name, this is the owner of the company. I own the company. If earning your trust means shaving the price down, I'm open to that. Want to hop on a 2-minute call. And the text and email from not the owner is, hey, looping back on your quote. If it's trust or pricing issue, I can connect you directly with our owner. Is it worth a quick chat for you? And then you can give them a quick call. Hey, this is the owner at this company. I saw your estimate is still open and I wanted to personally reach out. Let's talk it out if anything doesn't feel right. And the reason why this one works is because you're showing commitment from the top. Like, this is literally the owner following up with the lead. And you reframe the conversation around trust instead of pressure. And day 7 is usually where I like to close it out and leave the door open. So you can shoot them a quick text and be like, hey, name, no worries either way. I just want to check one last time before we close this out. Please let us know if anything changes. Then you can give them a call or a voicemail. Be like, hey, totally understand if now is not the right time. If you ever want to revisit the quote, we'll be here. And it's really important to do it this way because you're ending things professionally while keeping the relationship intact. You're not being pushy at all. This is all low pressure, non-salesy follow-up. This 7-day follow-up system does 3 important things. It's going to keep your company top of mind. It'll build trust instead of pressure, and it'll create urgency without being aggressive. Even if they don't reply right away, the sequence puts you far ahead of every company that ghosted them after the first contact. And when you run it automatically through your CRM or conversion system, it doesn't rely on memory, sticky notes, or just guesswork. It just automatically happens like that. And one thing to keep in mind with all these follow-ups is not every lead is going to get every single one of these texts. For example, if they respond to a follow-up on day 2 with this text or this email, they're not going to really see the rest of these, or you don't really need to feel about being too pushy or anything, because most of the time it won't even get to day 6, day 7, because they would have already responded some day before that. Now, let's say your follow-up worked. They replied, you've got them talking, but instead of a yes, they hit you with a hesitation. Maybe it's about price, timing, or they're just unsure. This is where the deal is either closed or lost, and how you handle objections in this moment makes all the difference. Now, here's the good news. Most stalled quotes come down to 1 or 4 objections, and once you know how to address each one, you can guide more homeowners to the finish line without being pushy or salesy. The very first objection we'll talk about is price, because this is the most common one. They like you, they want to move forward, but the number that you gave them a sticker shock, or they found a lower quote maybe. So what you can do in this situation is you can offer tiered options, so good, better, and best systems. You can show them rebates, incentives, or financing plans. You can reframe the value, so highlight the long-term savings and fewer breakdowns. So for example, you can send a message that goes along the lines of, If pricing is the sticking point, we've got some options. We can scale the systems back, explore rebates, or offer financing if that makes the numbers work. Objection 2 is information. So sometimes the customer is confused. They don't really fully understand the scope of work, the quote format, or how one option compares to another. So instead of asking, they just go quiet, which is completely normal. Something that you can do here is you can offer to hop on a call and walk them through the quote. You can send them a short video explaining the scope, or maybe you can even break down the confusing terminology in plain language. So an example message you can send to these types of people or for these objections is, happy to walk you through the quote line by line if anything's unclear. Most people have questions. I'm here to help. The third objection is timing. So sometimes people are just not ready right now. Maybe they're waiting on a paycheck, they're talking to a spouse, or they're planning around with another project. Timing can kill a deal, but it doesn't have to. Now, some things you can do with this objection is ask if they'd like you to follow up next week or next month, offer to hold pricing or install dates, or you can get a ballpark of when they will be ready. So an example message you can send here is, hey, I totally understand if now is not the right time. Do you want me to check back next week, or would that next month be better? Finally, there's a trust objection. So this one's going to be really big, especially if they haven't used your company before. Even if everything else looks good, they may hesitate to pull the trigger because they don't fully trust you yet. So what you can do here is send over all of your Google reviews and testimonials. You can show before and after photos of past projects, offer to set up a second consult with the owner and a lead technician, reassure them with guarantees, whether that be warranty, service plans, etc. And you can send them a message like this. Hey, we get it. This is a big investment. I can send over some recent customer reviews or photos of similar jobs we've done. Or if it helps, I can have our owner give you a quick call and answer anything directly. And a bonus tip is you want to ask the right question. If you're not sure which objection is holding them back, you can just ask them directly. Use something like, just curious, like, was it the price, the scope, or timing that's making the decision tough? I'm happy to help either way. And this question works because it gives them an easy path to tell you what they're thinking without feeling pressure. Now, most HVAC companies don't track what happens after the estimate is sent. So they don't know who's been followed up with, how many times, what was said, what the customer's concerns were, and where each lead sits in the pipeline. And this is a huge problem because you can't fix what you don't track. So here's how to do it right. You want to use a CRM or sales board that shows each lead stage. So estimate sent, follow-up 1, follow-up 2, close 1, or close lost. Then you can log every single call, text, and email attempt. You want to track your objections, so if they're pricing, timing, or other quotes. And you want to review your pipeline every single week with your team. When you start tracking this, you're going to start noticing patterns. You'll know which techs send out the most quotes but close the least. You'll spot which objections are costing you jobs. And you'll know exactly how many follow-ups it takes to close each sale. That data is money in your pocket, and most companies don't even look at it. So now to tie it all together, most HVAC companies lose jobs not because of bad leads, but because there's no system for what happens after the estimate goes out. We started by breaking down why most follow-up fails, 1 or 2 week touch points and then silence. That's not a system, that's a hope and a prayer. Then we talked about why speed matters. So if you wait more than 48 hours, your engagement will drop below 20%. If you wait for more than 72 hours, it will drop to under 10%. But if you stay top of mind, 62% of those not now leads will convert within 12 months. We walked through an entire 7-day follow-up cadence that actually works. They're not just checking in messages, but they're all strategic touches that keep you in front of the homeowner without actually being annoying, salesy, or pushy. And finally, we covered how to handle objections once your follow-ups actually get a response, because the sale isn't won on the estimate, it's won on the conversation afterward. Whether it's price, timing, clarity, or trust, you now know exactly how to respond with confidence and close the deal. Here's the bottom line. You already paid for the lead, you already did the work. The follow-up is where you turn the effort into money. Anyway, if you want a full breakdown from this video, as I've mentioned, plus SOP, scripts, automations, and other tools that we give our clients, they're all inside of our free Facebook group, which you can find a link for below. And if you're more of a one-on-one type of person and you want help implementing something like this for your business, there will be a link for that too, or we can chat one-on-one.